So I sit down, I open up my book. Now, my biggest problem, I can't mind my own business. I'm half away through the first page. And I start looking around like, what the fuck are they doing? What is this? Why are they doing that? There's a group of guys came down loud. I'm not into loud people. I heard them before I saw them. It's this group, the high five group. You ever get this group that comes down? Why? You're 42 years old. Why are you high-fiving? You're at the pool. You didn't score a touchdown. What are you high-fiving people for at the pool? And they sit right next to me. I'm like a magnet for these types, right? They sit right next to me. Now I'm honed in on this group. Guy took his shoe off, 4 Band-Aids on his foot. How does it get to 4 Band-Aids? How does this happen? After 1 Band-Aid, isn't that a hospital visit? What are you trying to fix at your home with 4 Band-Aids? 1 box of Band-Aids should last your entire life. This is a one-time purchase. When you die, you should have leftover Band-Aids for generations to come. And I'm thinking, if this guy gets into the pool with his Band-Aids on, they're gonna have to drain the pool and refill it. I'm not getting into the pool with Band-Aid juice floating on top of the pool, all right? I don't know what's underneath the Band-Aids. There's always a Band-Aid. There's always a loose Band-Aid in the pool. It will find you. You'll be talking, hanging out, right? The damn thing will just come in. You're like, oh, God! It's a Band-Aid! Get it away from me. Get it away from me. You're wearing Band-Aids, you should be disallowed in the pool area, okay? But this is the country, people. This is what we're living in. We are in trouble. Igloo coolers and Band-Aids, okay? No wonder the Chinese are winning, all right? But the customer service, all right? I run into it a lot, customer service, because I handle in my house all the hookups, internet, whatever we need, gas. I do all that. I got on the phone with the cable people, right? I don't know if you ever try hook up cable over the phone with these people. There's a pre-recorded message that says, we're gonna monitor the call for quality assurance, right? So as soon as I get a live operator, I tell them, just so you know, I'm recording the call on my end too, okay? You got me, I got you. Behave. Behave. So the next morning, I come down for breakfast. I got a guy in my yard already. Cable guy's in the yard already. My wife is like, what is he doing? I go, I don't know. Now, I handle that. That's another thing you handle as a husband. You got a guy in your yard, you take care of that. You don't send your wife, go see. Go out there. As a husband, you have to handle stuff. You make reservations to a restaurant. As the man, you check in. You go right up to, I got a 2 Maniscalco tonight. You got that? You don't send your wife. I see it all the time. Wives go up. Hi, we're here. 2 for Johnson. It's ready. Honey, you wanna? It's ready, honey. You wanna come up here? Handle it. So I handle the cable guy. I come outside in the yard. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Oh, no, I can do it. I can do it. I can get it. The cable, I can get it. What? You don't come to the door, introduce yourself. How'd you get back here? gotta take a break. Break? He didn't do nothing. He's telling me he can't hook the cable up because the cable's in my neighbor's yard. I gotta ask my neighbor if it's okay for him to go get the cable. I go, Julio, you broke into my yard. Can't you just break into his? It's your cable. Go get the damn thing. I can do it. So me and Julio go over to my neighbor. I just moved into the neighborhood. I don't even know the guy. I knock on the door. The guy came to the door, had a full medical mask on. If you have a medical mask on and you answer the door, that's got to be the first thing out of your mouth, okay? Why you got this damn thing on? I come to my door with a medical mask, I take it down. Listen, doing some painting in the garage, gets into my lungs. That's why I got the mask. This guy, nothing on the mask. Started talking through the mask. He's like, what's going on? I go, no. What's going on in here? I just bought the joint next door. Do I gotta put it up for sale? Why the hell do you got a medical mask on a Monday morning? Okay? Let's get into that. I'm gonna send Julio in your yard. Is he gonna come out with no head? What are you doing with the mask? I live in the negative. Live in the negative. My wife is in the positive, okay? Came back to our house. I said, put the for sale sign up. There's a guy with a medical mask living next door. She's like, maybe he has a respiratory problem and that's why he has the mask. I go, or maybe he's got 16 bodies in drums in formaldehyde in his basement. Put the sign up, we're moving. First date's the big date, right? A lot of deal breakers going on that first date. I watch how a woman eats. This is a huge deal breaker for me, okay? Took a girl out for Italian food. She ate everything on the plate. I got no problem with that. But then she took a piece of bread and did a sponge job. My father does that during the holidays. You might want to wait till we fall in love until you start mopping up sauce. Another big deal breaker for me, when I go to the girl's house for the first time. Ladies, be prepared for the come over, okay? Have some options for me. You come to my place, I'm ready. It's like a hotel. As soon as we walk in, I turn around. You want a little Diet Coke, apple juice, wine? What do you want? I got Orangina. Nobody's got Orangina. Throw that at a chick. You want a glass of Orangina? You have Orangina? Yeah, I got it. Sit down. This girl had nothing. We walked in, she turned around, she's like, do you want some water or something like that? Water? I'll get that out of the hose. One night, went to this girl's house, she had a little scotch. I said, you know, put that on the rocks. Eh? She brought it out. I went to take a sip. I smelled the ice cubes. The ice cubes smelled like the freezer. I'm like, what is this, Johnny Walker and mixed vegetables? Change out your cubes! Every 3 days I'm breaking ice at my house fresh. But in the beginning, everything's fantastic. When you first start dating, first couple months, everything's adorable, right? You flirt with each other. She might be making a salad in the kitchen. She might have a little broccoli hanging off her head. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen. Right? You walk in, you're like, baby, you got a piece of broccoli hanging off your head. She flirts right back. She's like, oh, sorry. You get married, you have a couple kids. That shit ain't funny anymore. Little things start pissing you off about the person. Just everyday movement could set you off, right? Just watching somebody brush their teeth in the morning, right? You're sitting there looking in the mirror like, oh, look at this crap. But you might find someone you love, want to settle down, start a family, have some kids. But when it comes to raising kids, you know what culture's got it down to a science? The Japanese people. Right? Got any Japanese here tonight? And I like the Japanese because it was one faint clap. I like them because Japanese people are quiet. They don't say nothing. You ever see a Japanese family at a restaurant? Their kids are trained. They sit like a soldier in a 90-degree angle. They don't move. You ever see the white kid at the restaurant? Just in half a diaper? Mother just sitting there. Oh, isn't he cute? Look. No, you know what's cute? The 2-year-old Japanese kid in a suit eating with sticks. My name is Sebastian. You guys have been a fabulous crowd. As a husband, you have to handle stuff. You make reservations to a restaurant. As the man, you check in. You go right up to, I got a 2 Maniscalco tonight. You got that? You don't send your wife. I see it all the time. Wives go up. Hi, we're here. 2 for Johnson. It's ready. Honey, you wanna? It's ready, honey. You wanna come up here? Handle it. Can't do a lot, though. I mean, my wife loves to do like scuba diving. That's her big thing. Loves to scuba dive. I don't do anything where there's like a safety briefing prior to the activity. I don't want to do anything out of my wheelhouse. First of all, I don't even know how to swim. I missed that whole thing growing up. My grandparents watched us during the week. Now, I had grandparents that lived 52 years in the United States. Not one word of English, nothing. And I didn't speak Italian, so when they watched me, there was a lot of charades, there was a lot of... just a lot of guessing. I just knew they were upset about their health and the way they were feeling. My grandfather never finished a sentence. He would bust out of the bathroom and he'd look right at me and goes, "Oh, Dudri." I'm sorry, Grandpa, what did you say? Come si chiama di... Ma minchia cacarai, a piss on the floor, the floor to the right, come si chiama, to the left, su pisciare. So we're not going to swim class today, Grandpa? I don't understand. Because we need a letter that states why we did not attend, and from what I'm gathering, your dick is crooked and you're pissing all over the floor. I don't even know if they're gonna accept that excuse on a pizzeria napkin that I wrote because you don't know the language. And my grandmother had arthritis everywhere, the poor woman. She could barely walk. You could hear her walk from the refrigerator to the sink. From across the house, you would hear, aspetta, aspetta, o gutri figlio mio, ma gutri shitri, gutri, o gutri shitri, o gutri shitri, figlio sacata puttana cassa. So now, I don't know how to swim. I didn't grow up with this type of environment like a lot of American families. You know, when the school sent something home, your parents signed it, and that gave you permission to do the field trip or whatever, right? That didn't happen in my house. I would come to the school, and my whole class wasn't there. They went to Washington, D.C. to look at the White House. I'm like, where is everybody? They're like, your parents never handed in the permission slip, so you, Javier, and Athenos are going to be in the lunchroom for 3 days writing a paper about how immigrant parents don't sign permission slips. Something's wrong in the country, okay? Where do people get the time? Look around you. Everybody's just walking around. Taking a photo of yourself? They call it a selfie. I can't even say the word without sweating. I can't stand the word. I call it taking a lonely. Do you know how alone you gotta be? That you can't find anybody to take a photo? That you got 838 photos of yourself in your bathroom? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is not 20 years ago where you're at a nightclub and some guy gives you a little, remember those days? Some guy would just kind of lean his shoulder right into your chest plate. You want some of this? Huh? Hold my cologne. You want to do this? Back then you got into a fist fight. Maybe you got a black eye. Maybe. That's all people knew how to do, was punch. Now, you don't know what this guy knows with this mixed martial arts. This MMA. This guy will end up on your back with his heels into your nuts, choking you out. How do you defend that? I mean, these MMA guys, that's a different guy. It's a tough man. They don't punch, they'll kick your leg off. They train on banana trees, just kicking down a banana tree. How do you think your leg's gonna hold up? Could you, honest to God, could you withstand a strike to the peroneal nerve from a 23-year-old grown man? I can't. I can't take nothing. I got up last night at 3 o'clock in the morning to go take a piss. I stubbed my toe down for 58 minutes. You ever stub your toe at night? You don't even want to look down. You're like, I know the nail came off. The nail came off and one toe is busted. I just want to take a piss. I'll find the nail in the morning and I'll wipe the blood off the sheets. This is ridiculous. God, the pain. I can't fight an MMA guy. It's a tough guy. It's a tough life. They got a strudel for an ear. What is this? What is that? There's nothing I could do to this guy that hurts more than a strudel hanging off the left side of the cranium. Watch how they come into the ring. They're just stretching out their teeth. Oh my God. And the older I get, the worse I get, right? I'm a huge hypochondriac. I constantly think I'm passing away. I constantly think I'm dying. I woke up one morning, my hands were dry. I'm like, what? Oh, come on. What am I, disintegrating? What's happening? Now, with this use of technology, anything medically created, I don't go to the doctor. You know what I do? I go right to Google. You will admit stuff to Google that you won't tell a soul. If Google ever comes out with a printout of what you've been asking it, you're gonna have to leave California. I type in, I got dry hands. What does that mean? Now, a bunch of stuff comes back with Google. Well, now, Google, I stay on page 1. I never go to page 2. I'm always on page 1. I don't even know what's on page 2. A horse is involved all the time. I don't know what it is. I'm always on page 1. First 3 topics, right? I'm going to try and self-diagnose what I have based on other people's stories and anecdotes. This is the worst thing you could do to yourself. Okay? The first story I read, the guy's like, I had dry hands 3 months ago. Now I got no fingers. What? So that's it. I think I'm dying. I don't eat. I don't sleep. 3.5 weeks, I lost 15 pounds. My friends were coming up to me going, Sebastian, geez, you look fantastic. What the hell have you been doing? And in my head, I'm like, I think I'm dying. So I went to the hospital, right? I go to the hospital, I go to the doctor. I walk in, I go take a look. Look at this. He goes, ooh, hold on, let me go take a look at something. I go, where are you going, Google? I was just there. He says I'm going to lose my fingers. What do you know? He's like, I'm going to write you a prescription to get some lotion. Now, this is always a problem. Going to your local pharmacy to get medication. I don't know why. You give your slip to the pharmacist. He always looks at it. He's like, oh. It's going to be about another 25 minutes if you want to walk around Walgreens. About another 25 minutes. And I'm like, it's right there. It's right on the shelf. But you never question the pharmacist. You're always like, oh, okay. I didn't take the walk. I stood my ground. I go, you got it, right? He's like, yeah, we got it. I go, why I gotta walk around? He's like, there's people ahead of you. I go, no, they're not. I'm staring right at you. Where are they? He's like, they're walking around Walgreens. What? Nobody could tell me why I'm taking this walk. For years, I swear to God, I thought people were making medication in the back room. I thought there was some guy filling up little camplets going, tell him walk around. I can't get the damn things on, they're too small. I need another 25 minutes, I got 30 camplets. So I took the walk. I came back. There's a person in front of me, and there's a line. I didn't see this the first time. There's a line on the floor with 2 footprints. And it says on the floor, for the privacy of the person in front of you, please stand behind the line. Now, the person is right here. I'm right here behind the line. You're telling me this much? I can't hear nothing? right here. Right here, no idea what's happening. Right here, he's got gonorrhea. She's like, yeah. I don't do anything where there's like a safety briefing prior to the activity. I don't want to do anything out of my wheelhouse. First of all, I don't even know how to swim. I missed that whole thing growing up. My grandparents watched us during the week. Now, I had grandparents that lived 52 years in the United States. Not one word of English, nothing. And I didn't speak Italian, so when they watched me, there was a lot of charades, there was a lot of... just a lot of guessing. I just knew they were upset about their health and the way they were feeling. My grandfather never finished a sentence. He would bust out of the bathroom and he'd look right at me and goes, "Oh, Dudri." I'm sorry, Grandpa, what did you say? Come si chiama lì? Ma minchia cacarai, a piss on the floor, the floor to the right, come si chiama, to the left, su pisciare. So we're not going to swim class today, Grandpa? I don't understand. Because we need a letter that states why we did not attend, and from what I'm gathering, your dick is crooked and you're pissing all over the floor. I don't even know if they're going to accept that excuse on a pizzeria napkin that I wrote because you don't know the language. And my grandmother had arthritis everywhere, the poor woman. She could barely walk. You could hear her walk from the refrigerator to the sink. From across the house, you would hear, aspetta, aspetta, figlio mio, ma figlio saccata puttana cazzo. So now, I don't know how to swim. I didn't grow up with this type of environment like a lot of American families. You know, when the school sent something home, your parents signed it, and that gave you permission to do the field trip or whatever, right? That didn't happen in my house. I would come to the school, and my whole class wasn't there. They went to Washington, D.C. to look at the White House. I'm like, where is everybody? They're like, your parents never handed in the permission slip, so you, Javier, and Athenos are going to be in the lunchroom for 3 days writing a paper about how immigrant parents don't sign permission slips. Sorry. She just said, come with me. I'm going to go to spin class tomorrow. I said, okay, I'll come. I'll come to your spin class. I've never done this before. But I went. This Soul Cycle, whatever it is, right? Yeah, see, everybody gets all hopped up. I go to the one in LA, everybody's fake positive, right? They come into the class. What's going on? How's it going? Are we gonna do this today? Okay, relax, relax. It's a class. It's a spin class. So right away, I'm bothered. I go, babe, I gotta get out of here. I can't do this already. I'm upset. She's like, come on, let's go check in and get our shoes. I said, shoes? What is this, bowling alley? Everybody's got these special spin shoes, so they're all walking around. I'm on bike 22. Could you tell me where bike... Okay, it's over here. Great. So we signed up late. My wife and I did not have bikes together. My wife starts panicking. She's like, babe, we're not doing this together. I'm on the other side of the room. I have to ask the girl next to you. I go, don't start doing this shit. The girl next to me is already set up. She's got a water bottle. Everything's in place. Do not ask her anything. I go, babe, we're not going to talk during this. It's a 45-minute class. We're not going to I'm not going to turn to you and go, did you pay the gas bill? This is a workout. We're not going to hold hands on the bike. This is not a ride through Central Park. This is a stationary bike. So I start the workout. The class didn't even start. I just start in on my own thing. I ain't waiting. If I'm there, let's get the thing going. I'm cooking. So now the teacher comes in. This guy was way too happy for what was happening in the room. It's one of these real positive teachers. He's like, all right, everybody. You ready? It's a Monday morning. Put your head down. Let's get rid of that mean boss that keeps bitching at you every time you come in. Let's get rid of that debt that you have. Let's shed that cousin that didn't come to the holiday dinner. I'm like, gee, how bad is it in here for these people? I'm just here to get rid of the cheesecake I had last night, not the abusive father. What the hell is going on? My wife's side's so different, man. My wife is always happy. Even when bad things go wrong, she's always with a smile, this woman. She came home last month. She's like, babe, I don't know what happened, but I was bagging out of the parking lot at the mall, and I just sideswiped a cement pylon. It's just a graze. It's a small graze. You could probably buff it out or use some carnauba wax to just, Now, my immediate reaction is to yell. That's how I grew up. High volume. I'd come home with a flat tire on my bicycle. My father would be like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I didn't see the nail. My wife grew up with a mother that was more forgiving. Accidents happen. Just as long as you were not injured, we could always replace it. My father's like, guess who's walking this summer? Can't get you nothing nice. So now I can't yell at my wife. She does not respond to yelling. Last time I raised my voice, she gave it right back to me. She's like, I don't know what this is, but you better bring this down and let's talk like adults and resolve it. Okay, let's just resolve it. I think you need some therapy. You and your father should get in some type of group retreat for your condition. I don't know. So I can't yell. I gotta push it. I gotta push this shit deep. I don't even know who I am anymore. I can't, I don't even sound like me. I'm sitting in the kitchen like, yeah, okay, it's just a graze then. I think I could probably buff it out if you said it's a graze. It's a graze? can we go to the driveway to look at what you call a grazes? Because I'd love to know in your head what you think that is. She's like, yeah, no, I'll show you. So both of us go out to the driveway. I'm like, we need a new door. This internet, there's something for everybody, right? You got some weird fetish, some weird thing you do? Look at how weird it just got in here, huh? Some of you are into this type of behavior. But if you like something weird, if you're an adult, you like to dress up as a baby, there's a website for you. 30 years ago, if you like to dress up as a baby, nobody knew that. You did that in the privacy of your own home. If you ever came out of your house with a diaper on, your neighbor would go, look at this shit, call the FBI, get this shit out of the neighborhood, right? It was handled. But today, just throw it up in the Google. I like to dress up as a baby. Next thing you know, they're at the Hilton on a Saturday with 863 people that like to do this shit. You can't even go to the mall. I used to go to the mall all the time. It was a nice place to kind of unwind. But now they got these huts in the middle of the mall. These little kiosks. What is this? I don't buy anything out of a hut. I don't even know if the hut's gonna be there tomorrow if I have a problem with the product. These things are on wheels. They could be 3 miles down the road in no time. But we used to own that part of the mall. That's where we made decisions in the middle of the mall, right? Remember, you used to go with your family. You used to go, where you going? I'm going to Sears. Where you going? JCPenney. We meet back here in 1 hour. But Italians and Jews, very similar, you know. People say, same corporation, different division, all right? We get along. There's an obvious, thing with the religion. I went to my first Passover dinner. That's what she's like, well, my mother's going to have Passover. Okay, we'll go to the dinner. 7:30, we sit down at her mother's house. I'm starving, right? Starving. They start passing out pamphlets, like reading material. I'm like, what's going on? What are we doing here? What's with the... She's like, no, we read for 2 hours. 2 hours? I said, listen, I'm Italian. As soon as I sit at a table, I gotta have bread within 15 seconds of sitting down, all right? I need something to do with my right hand. I need some oil coming out? We got oil? I need oil, now. Hungry. And the food they start bringing out, oh God, terrible, terrible food. Jews have no idea what the hell they're doing in the kitchen. These people have no cuisine. Celery, crackers, jam. I'm like, what is it? We're losing people. People are leaving. We need food. After breakfast, they fall apart, the Jews. After a bagel, cream cheese, lox, where are they going? They got nothing. They have nothing. Has anybody ever said to you, we went to this Jewish restaurant last night? The gefilte, amazing. I respect the Jews, but let's just have the Italians cater the Passover meal, all right? Come on. I could read for a couple of hours with some meatballs on the table. A lot of you guys tonight think this is your only stop. But it's the women. They always want different atmosphere. They're in the atmosphere. All right, they'll leave here tonight. You think you're going home. You're going to walk out that exit. She's going to turn. You're like, where are we going now? We just did it. The Comedy Central, the fun, what the? So she wants to dance now. Now dancing. Now she's in her 20s, I'm in my 30s. Women in their 20s dance a lot different than men in their 30s. All right, there's a lot of bending. But it's that first date, right, guys? We could do anything on the first date. She's like, do you dance? Of course I dance. Let's do this, right? So she get out to the dance floor. Right away, she starts pulling this move. And she pulled a head whip. I'm like, wow, I like this. I want to participate. But I don't know if I could get down that far. But I'm already out there, so I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. And my legs start burning. And all of a sudden, something popped. I don't know what happened, a ligament, a muscle, something fell out. And I couldn't get back up. And then we go, we do start doing stuff, right? Going on vacations together, go to Vegas. If you think you're in a great relationship, go to Vegas. Test it out in that town. Something about Vegas brings out the worst in people. Went to Vegas. She was arguing right from the get-go. I went to go grab her hand in the casino. I gave her a little static electricity. She's like, pick your feet up. What do you want me to do, float? We went to the lounge, right? I just grazed her butt, little we're dating type of thing. And again, don't touch my ass when we're out in public. You were my nuts the first night we met. You nuts? You nuts? That's what happens, right? Text messaging starts. Right? I had no idea I had text messaging. Get in a fight with your girl, you'll find out what text messaging is all about. We had an argument. I left, a little envelope came up on my screen. I'm like, what is this? It was a message from her. I read it. It's like, why have you changed? And I didn't know there was rules to text messaging. I called her back. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, what the hell are you doing? We're not ready for this. Hang up and text me back. I'm not good. I'm not good with the thumb. There's a thing on here that will help you, though. It's called T9 word. Right? This will actually guess what you're trying to say. Don't use this drunk. Don't come home horny, drunk. You want to text your girl a sexy message? Look what you're typing before you send it. I didn't look. I just sent it off. She called me right back. She's like, what do you mean you want to kick my puppy? I don't want to scuba dive. I think something's going to happen if I do that. All right? I'm fearful. If I jump in, something's going to go wrong that they've never seen on the boat before. There's going to be something. Oh, my God. Tony, we got another hose? No. I thought you brought it. No, I didn't bring it. And I'm going to be 400 feet. Bring me up. I'm bleeding out of my ears. I knew I shouldn't have done it. My wife grew up in Florida. You know, she grew up on the ocean, so she wants to like jet ski or wave run. We rented a wave runner once. We got one. She drove, and I sat in the bitch seat. Now the guy comes out, and I gotta listen to the guy's instructions. My wife don't listen. She got no attention span. I gotta hone in on the guy. Guy's like, here's your life vest, man. Put that on. I said, listen, you gotta put it on. I can't put this on. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna miss a buckle. Shit's gonna fly off. You gotta do it. He's like, here's your mouthpiece. I'm like, oh my God, we could lose our teeth on this activity? I look at my wife, she got nothing on. I said, put on your mouthpiece. Put on your mouthpiece. Put on your mouthpiece. We could lose our teeth, honey. So there's 4 other people that rented wave runners. Now the guy's got to come out and give us the whole spiel. He's like, all right, listen, there's orange buoys all over the ocean. It's giving you the perimeter of where you can and cannot go. Now, on the southeast side of the ocean, we spotted some sharks earlier this morning. Stay away from the southeast side. Now, me, I don't know southeast, north, I don't know any of that shit. If you told me right now what way is it, I have no idea. I don't know the compass. And I don't ask, too. If I don't know something, I don't ask. If we're in mixed company, I just ask my wife, do you know where southeast is? No. Okay, we're gonna get eaten by sharks tonight. Okay, let's go. We're gonna get eaten by sharks because I don't want to ask the guy, embarrass myself in front of 8 people I don't know because I didn't pay attention in 5th grade. This guy's in the middle of his speech. He's like, all right, on the north side, and my wife guns it. She don't even listen. She's like, I'm like, oh my God, babe, go back. Go back. It's rough water, babe, go back. Slow down, babe. I'm paralyzed, babe. I can't feel nothing. My shoulders are numb. My fingertips, I can't feel nothing, babe. Go back. I'm bleeding, babe, out of my mouth. The blood is pooling in my mouthpiece. My dick's in your ass, babe. Get it out. This is a family-friendly beach. It's a family-friendly beach, babe. I shower. It's an event in my house. Some of my friends call me, hey, I'm going to take a quick shower. I'll be right over. No, stay in there for a bit. Clean yourself. Huh? I get in the shower. I do a full-body pre-soak. It's time to work. Who's still washing with their hands? What are you doing? You wash your car with your hands? Go get a loofah. An exfoliating glove. It's time to work. Got my Lever 2000 antibacterial body wash. Yeah. Yeah, you know, put a little dime of soap in your glove and you lather up. And I shut the shower off. No need for water right now. I do a full lathering from head to toe. Now, why are we rinsing so fast? Let the soap work. I sit there 8, 9 minutes just marinating. I get out of the shower, I got a little baby powder waiting for me. Take a little of that. Got a hot date like this guy, think I might get lucky, take another scoop. All right, prepare it. You want them coming back here. They're not going to come back if it smells like seaweed. I go a step further. I put a little cologne on mine. Hurts at first. But 9 hours later, when she's got a mouthful of Aqua di Gio, who's happy? Then I put my clothes on, take the cologne again. I do my 2 sprays on the wrist, 4 in a walkthrough. Then I'm ready to go buy milk. That grocery store, people stink, don't they? Sometimes the stench will find you. I was sitting in line, I was like, where's this coming from? What is this? This guy's mouth was so bad, it was cascading over my head. I got caught in a mouth cloud. And a lot of people, they just keep it in. They're like, God, this guy stinks. I talk to people while I'm out. I had to turn around with this guy. It was so bad. I was like, excuse me, sir? Somebody crap in your mouth? My eyes are watering. Drop the tabloid, pick up one of these Altoids, will you please? Now, my immediate reaction is to yell. That's how I grew up. High volume. I'd come home with a flat tire on my bicycle. My father would be like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I didn't see the nail. My wife grew up with a mother that was more forgiving. This accidents happen. Just as long as you were not injured, we could always replace it. My father was like, guess who's walking this summer? Can't get you nothing nice. It's all changing, man. And if you want to see a big change and see what's happening in the United States, get called in for jury duty. Last week, I was at jury duty the whole week. Am I the only one going to this stuff? I call my friends, you going? Nah, we shred it. What? So I go 7:30 in the morning, right? 300 people. Right? You sit there in this little room, right? And I don't know, man, we're in trouble as a country. If you want to get a temperature gauge on what society is looking like, go to jury duty. They say it's a jury of your peers. The people there are one step away from being a defendant. Now, nobody knows how to follow instruction. The guy's up there. It's simple. Name. Okay, name, right? Address, address. And people are like, Then he opens it up for questions. Any questions? Worst thing you could do, to the general public is start opening up a question session. The hands that shot, this woman's shoulder almost popped off. People love to hear themselves speak. I have a medical condition. Nobody gives a shit. Fill out the form and go to the courtroom. The guy next to me in broken English asked me how to put his name tag into the laminate. And I'm like, you're gonna determine? Whether somebody goes to prison and you're having problems with the name badge? You need a release, right? You need to go out. You need to do stuff like this. Friday night comes out. Come on, we're going out. We're going to do stuff. Right? I went out last week to a nightclub. I can't do this anymore. I'm getting way too old for the nightclubs. You know you're old when you walk into a nightclub and you're like, is it loud in here? Why is my hair vibrating? So now we take the baby home. Nobody tells you nothing. We're just gonna figure it out. 1 month in, baby starts crying. It's a cry we've never heard before. And we do everything as a duet, me and my wife. If the baby's crying, we get up. We feed together. Everything is a duet. This is not how my father and mother worked it. If I was crying, my father would go get it. I gotta work. Do you want to kiss the baby? I'll kiss it. I gotta go work. But now, 2018, everything's a couple. We share the duties. So my wife checks the baby. She's like, she's got a stuffed up nose. Now, babies can't blow their own nose. I didn't know this. I thought they just, and then, sneeze and shit came out. I'm like, I didn't know that we had an assist in this. My wife gives me this apparatus. It's like a bullet you put in the nostril, and there's a hose attached, and you're at the other end. And I go, babe, what do you want me to suck the snot out of her nose and then swallow that? I'll do it if that's what this requires, but shouldn't we read the box or Google it? So here I am, 3 a.m. in my underwear with the tube up my daughter. My wife's like, what's wrong? She goes, there's supposed to be a filter. I go, there's no filter. I got it. I got it right here. I got it right here. Like, who would have known that this would have been it? I mean, I'm going back to bed with my wife. I go, 9 years ago, if I told you I was gonna be sucking snot out of our daughter's nose in my underwear with my left nut hanging out, would you have still done it? My wife loves to dress my daughter up. Man, the outfits. I like a onesie. It's easy. Lay the baby in the onesie, tuck the feet in. My wife, she's putting skirts, nylons, babushka. You ever dress a baby? My wife told me, could you dress her? I'm gonna take a shower. I said, yeah, no problem. She's like, the clothes are out on the couch. You could dress her. So as soon as I see the outfit, I get, do you ever dress an infant? They have no core, so it's... So I go to this high-end Beverly Hills salon, right? And you drop a normal guy into a salon, we don't even know what we're doing in there. Right? Because ladies, you know, you spend the day there, you know how it works. We don't know what we're doing in there. It's very intimidating. You gotta come up to and ask for your stylist. Yeah? Not a normal name, it's just some guy, you know, some foreign guy, you don't even know how to pronounce. Like, hi, excuse me, I'm here for, Damo? Is that a guy? And Damo's so busy, he can't even come out to see you, right? He sends out an assistant. She comes out, hi, Sebastian, welcome to Schwa Schwa. Would you like to go in the back and change? I'm getting my hair cut, right? When the hell did you get naked to get a haircut? When did this start? I didn't get the memo. Because they put you in a room with these beautiful robes. I take off my shirt, I put the robe on, I'm like, what am I doing? I come back in the salon, nobody tells you where to go. Just walking around. Damo here? Walked into the area where they wash you. You know, they got all the washing set up. Playmate model comes out. Beautiful woman. Comes out, she's like, hi, Sebastian. Can I wash your head? Yeah, let's get this started. Where do I go for this? So I got the robot? So I sit down in the bowl. She puts my head down. And she starts giving me a beautiful, sensual massage, and then like a nipple fell in my mouth. I was like, how much does this cost? You give your number out now, 5 minutes later, you get a text message. What are you doing? What do you mean what I'm doing? I just met you. Back off. It's weird now at these clubs. It's embarrassing. Men look like predators. They look like predators on the dance floor. They don't ask girls anymore. They just come right behind them. They're like... This is flirting? Somebody want to call the authorities? That's what we do, though. Dating in the beginning's cute, though. God, everything's adorable, isn't it? Nobody could do any wrong. You guys been dating for a while? Yeah, a year. It's cute, right? There's no arguments. Everything's adorable. He walks in the kitchen. She's got like a little broccoli hanging off her head. It's the cutest thing he's ever seen. He comes in, he's still flirting. He's like, baby, you gotta... You got a piece of broccoli hanging off your head. She flirts right back. She's like, oh, sorry. You get married, you have kids, that ain't funny anymore. Little things are pissing you off about that person. Never bothered you in the beginning, right? Now little things, just the way somebody brushes their teeth in the morning could set you off. You walk in, you look at them in the mirror, you're like, oh, look at this shit. Right? You might get engaged. It's the next step. Now, most guys, I like a classic Go to a knee. That's what I think men should do. Drop to one knee. And I think that's what about 90% of the guys do, right? As soon as the guy goes to the knee, as soon as he does this, the girl sees what's happening. She gets excited. She's like, all right, guy will drop down. He'll get a little emotional. He's like, baby, we've been dating for 18 years, I know you're 48, you probably can't have kids anymore. I think I'm done clubbing. I think I should maybe settle down, And you put the ring on her finger, and she's like, yeah, yes. Some guys get stupid with it, right? They'll be out at dinner, they'll be sitting there, and the guy will be like, look in the mashed potatoes. Yes. My wife's side is so different, man. My wife is always happy. Even when bad things go wrong, she's always with a smile, this woman. She came home last month. She's like, babe, I don't know what happened, but I was bagging out of the parking lot at the mall, and I just sideswiped a cement pylon. It's just a graze. It's a small graze. You could probably buff it out or use some carnauba wax to just, Now, my immediate reaction is to yell. That's how I grew up. High volume. I'd come home with a flat tire on my bicycle. My father would be like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I didn't see the nail. My wife grew up with a mother that was more forgiving. This accidents happen. Just as long as you were not injured, we could always replace it. My father's like, guess who's walking this summer? Can't get you nothing nice. So now I can't yell at my wife. She does not respond to yelling. Last time I raised my voice, she gave it right back to me. She's like, I don't know what this is, but you better bring this down and let's talk like adults and resolve it. Okay, let's just resolve it. I think you need some therapy. You and your father should get in some type of group retreat for your condition. I don't know. So I can't yell. I gotta push it. I gotta push this shit deep. I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even sound like me. I'm sitting in the kitchen like, yeah, okay, it's just a graze then. I think I could probably buff it out if you said it's a graze. It's a graze? Can we go to the driveway to look at what you call a graze is? Because I'd love to know in your head what you think that is. She's like, yeah, no, I'll show you. So both of us go out to the driveway. I'm like, we need a new door. Growing up, my mother lived in my room constantly, just looking for shit. My mom knew what I was doing when I was a teenager. She would come downstairs with a towel. She was like, hey, I found this in your room. You're sick. You're sick. You owe me a whole new set of towels. I can't get this out. No son of mine ain't gonna do that in my house.